USC Trojans JuJu Watkins named National Big Ten Player of the Week, dominating women's basketball. USC Trojans superstar sophomore JuJu Watkins is no stranger to the limelight and being on the receiving end of accolades. This week has been business as usual on that end, as Watkins has been named the Associated Press National Player of the Week, USBWA National Player of the Week, and the Big Ten Player of the Week. Watkins averaged 30.5 points, 4.0 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 1.5 blocks during USC's 2 wins last week. Watkins is averaging 25.0 points, 5.8 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 2.6 steals, and 2.1 blocks with a 46.9% field goal percentage and 37% three-point percentage. Watkins' raw stats are on par with her tremendous true freshman, showing the elevated her to legend status in one season, but her efficiency markers are increased. She's committing fewer turnovers, shooting a higher percentage from the field and three, and doing it in less time on the floor through 10 games. I think one of her greatest aspects is her ability with the circus that goes on around her, and everything she carries on her shoulders is that she has this really incredible ability for a young girl person to continually look inward and say, okay, what can I control, what can I do better, and to self-reflect. She's always working on her game and on shooting and on the reads, said Coach Lindsay Gottlieb. On Tuesday night, the number 5 ranked USC Lady Trojans improved to 9-1 on the season after they defeated the 7-4 Fresno State Bulldogs 89-40 in midweek non-conference action in the Matthew Knight Arena. Watkins totaled 21 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 1 turnover in 31 minutes of play. Watkins and All-American teammate Kiki Iriafen outscored Fresno State 45-40 by themselves. In more Watkins news, JuJu Watkins and USC's women's basketball team have inked a nil deal with Chipotle, the restaurant chain recently announced. Watkins and her Lady Trojan teammates will be featured in Chipotle's marketing initiatives throughout the year. Their go-to orders are to be featured on the Chipotle app. Watkins already made history earlier this season with unique Nike and Gatorade NIL deals. USC women's basketball blasts Fresno State after slow start. The USC women's basketball team hosted Fresno State at the Galen Center on Tuesday. This was not a normal start time of 7 or 7:30 p.m. The game was an early evening tip at 6 p.m. in Los Angeles. USC played as though the game started at 6:30. The Trojans stumbled through the first few minutes. Midway through the first quarter, they trailed 10-6. Was this game going to be close? The first 5 minutes offered at least some intrigue in that regard. Then the Trojans stopped playing with their food. USC outscored Fresno State 16-2 over the remainder of the first quarter to take a 22-12 lead. In the second quarter, the women of Troy outscored FSU 24-8. In the third quarter, 24-6. By the end of 3 quarters, USC led 70-26. USC outscored FSU 64-16 over 2.5 quarters. The final was 89-40. Notable is that UCLA beat Fresno State by 56 points earlier this season. USC won by 49. Also notable is that Kiki Iriafen and JuJu Watkins combined for 45 points and 19 rebounds. They both looked very comfortable on the court. When they do, USC rolls. One other note, Lindsay Gottlieb was able to give 70 bench minutes to her reserves. USC is trying to get a look at different lineup combinations, with Kennedy Smith out for an extended period of time with an injury. Finding combinations with JuJu and Kiki is part of this team's learning process and evolutionary arc. These different lineup combinations uniting the stars and the bench are meant to give Gottlieb more tools and resources in February and March, when she might need to make certain moves to unlock this team's potential and counter any chess moves opponents might make.